What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So I'm going to start with an apology to Cowboys Nation, to Jerry Jones and the Cowboys organization. Even though I still don't trust him completely. Sometimes in life, you get emotional. You get attached to things, whether it's vehicles, houses, people, players, teams, whatever. And you can't take your foot off the gas, take a step back, give it a minute, take a deep breath, and look at the bigger picture. Now, I will reiterate, the way this was handled was a little botchy. But when you look at all the picks and possibilities, maybe there's something there. And Kenny Clark is not a scrub. Not mad at Kenny Clark. I think he's a great defensive tackle. We haven't had a great defensive tackle that can rush the middle and push the pocket in the middle and get quarterbacks out on the edge and all. Jay Ratliff, Russell Maryland, Leon Lett. We haven't had one of those guys. Those are three we've had over the last 30 years. So, Mazi Smith, I think, is officially, unfortunately, a bust. Now, I like Jay Toya. I think he can be the one to change that, but he's young. He's got to get his conditioning right. Sometime this season or next year, I think he'll be ready to help take pressure off Kenny Clark. You get him, Osa Odigizua, Kenny Clark. I think that's a good three-man defensive tackle rotation there. And maybe Mazi Smith still works out. You also look back, we brought back Isaiah Bond, the defensive end. That I liked last year, went to the Colts. They got poached a couple years ago. You got Sam Williams. Maybe they decide to trade him. Maybe they still make a trade or try to for Trey Hendrickson. You got Max Crosby. You got other players you could go after. And Micah Parsons. I like Micah, and there's no excuse for letting go of a good edge rusher. But when you're good on the edges and you're not good in the middle, what's the point? If you're good in the middle and on the edges, the Eagles are not great on the edges. They're good in the middle. They don't get some more help on the edges, they're going to be in trouble this year. Because teams are just bounce it out, and that's the point of being good on the edges in the middle, to contain. But Micah Parsons, you look at him, "12 sacks." Now, I would strain and refrain from calling him Reggie White or Lawrence Taylor, but he is really, really good. And it sucks. But maybe we need to look at the bigger picture here. And they're starting to do some things now. I'm going to see what else they do. And You know, we still got Dante Fowler Jr. Still got Sam Williams, who's been hurt, but if he's healthy, maybe he breaks out. Could still trade for someone else. Possibly. We've got a good linebacking core and a good secondary if they can get healthy. You got Isaiah Bond back now. You got a Zechariah, who I liked, coming out of Boston College. And I think late this year or next year we'll start to, maybe even sooner, might break out. Because Micah Parsons broke onto the scene pretty quickly. And Zechariah has great bend, great quickness, and ability just like Parsons in his early years. And you've got some good ones coming out in this next upcoming draft, I think, that can really reset things a little bit. But sometimes Micah was very good, but when you got to the playoffs, the 49ers didn't show up. The Packers didn't show up. So I almost tend to agree after really stepping back and looking at it. And I'm still going to find another team to root for, just because of some of the craziness in the past. But the Cowboys are always going to be my team. My wife even said that. She's like, what are you even talking about? The Cowboys always, you could pull all your hair out and you'll still root for them, which is true. Thankfully, I still have all my hair. But I watch a lot of other guys, Mark Holmes, Tom Downey. I get Tom Downey's point, but I listen to other perspectives, Mark Holmes, others, E2 Blue, Law Nation. You got to look at the bigger picture. I got another video to do as well about some news they're already making, just a couple days after. So, I think this is still a good team. And look, everybody's already doom and gloom. What are they going to say if we beat the Eagles Thursday night? What are they going to say then? It's the Eagles were just a Super Bowl hangover. They were still rooting. They just didn't show up. They didn't think they weren't worried because Micah Parsons was in there. It'll be all kinds of excuses. And I hope he doesn't do it because I like Micah Parsons. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I think he's going to have multiple Pro Bowls. What are you going to say if he doesn't help Green Bay get a Super Bowl this year? Or they miss the playoffs? Or they have a losing season? Do you think that's not a possibility? Everybody's like, oh, the Cowboys went and got Charles Haley. That made that team. That was another piece. You had Charles Haley. You had Leon Lett. You had Russell Maryland. You had Jack Del Rio. You had Ken Norton Jr. You had Darren Woodson. James Washington. You had all these players. One person doesn't make or break a season unless it's your quarterback now. That can pretty much end your season. Now, if that goes down, season's over. Joe Milton's not carrying us to a Super Bowl. But right now, season's not far from over. And I still think we have a chance to win this division. If the secondary is healthy, that can help alleviate and give the defensive line more time. If If you have a great secondary and a young, decent defensive line that's coming on, and a very good to great linebacking core, you can hide things. If you have a great defensive line getting pressure, it can hide a weak secondary. Two things can be true at the same time. And here's the thing too, this is a good point I just saw on X, I guess now, it's not Twitter anymore. Clarence Hill Jr., who's a great reporter. Osa Odigizua, 4-year extension. Jake Ferguson, 4-year extension. DaRon Bland, 4-year extension. CeeDee Lamb, 4 years. Dak Prescott, 4 years. But they wanted 5 for Micah. So what's going on that we don't know about? There's more than two sides of this story. So, you know. And Kenny Clark is sporting his number 95. I'm sure he is revved up and ready to go. So hopefully he stays healthy. I think he'll be great. Trayvon Diggs was at practice. Dak Prescott seems to be healthy. CeeDee Lamb seems to be healthy. George Pickens, you don't forget about him. Maybe the offense will carry the defense until Zachariah, Sam Williams, and company can get going. You got Kenneth Murray Jr. at linebacker. You got Maurice Leofau, who's really been better than anything I expected. I would have liked to have had Peyton Wilson. Been nice to have TJ Watt instead of drafting Taco Charlton. That would have helped us a lot. But you can't go back and fix the past. You can only move forward. Siobhan Revel, maybe they can hold it down until he gets back and healthy and ready to go. Josh Butler, he gets healthy. You're going to get healthier at some point. So maybe we've taken our lumps now and we're going to get healthier. Maybe we make a big run. I don't know. I'm never going to say we're Super Bowl contenders because we haven't done it in 30 years. But there's a chance every year. Whether you hate the Cowboys or like them, they have a chance just like anyone else, except Cleveland. Cleveland, you already never got a chance. I'm sorry. Everybody thinks Cowboys are ass. Look at the Cleveland Browns. Come on. So, we will see. But I am more optimistic now that I've had time to calm the F down. Take a deep breath. Take a step back. Reflect. Watch some other people, content creators that I like and I value their opinions. Look at the film again and all and really evaluate this broader picture. So I just wanted to let you all know that. So if you like the channel, like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, notifications. Still don't trust them, but I don't trust anybody completely except God. So there's that. So love y'all. Once we hit 100, do a free giveaway. See you guys on the next video. Go Cowboys.